I'm live, Tony.
Welcome to KwikClick, where customers can buy, share, and earn. Meet Sam. Sam owns an e-commerce business that sells athletic shoes and running gear. Sam wants to increase her sales without increasing marketing spend, so she decides to list her products on KwikClick. On KwikClick, her loyal customers can get paid for sharing her products with their friends. Sam uploads her products to the marketplace, just like she would on Amazon or Shopify. Meet Laura. Laura is in the market for a new pair of shoes and comes across Sam's brand on the KwikClick marketplace. Laura is able to purchase the shoes and check out like she would on any other e-commerce site. After purchasing, Laura receives a unique quick link that she can share with friends to begin earning quick cash. Her friend Jessica opens Laura's quick link on her phone and purchases the pair of shoes. Because Jessica purchases using Laura's quick link, Laura receives quick cash in her account. After purchasing, Jessica can now share her own quick link and begin earning quick cash as well. But KwikClick is more than just your typical referral or affiliate platform. KwikClick rewards customers for sales they directly and indirectly influence. So, for every sale Jessica's new quick link makes, Laura will earn additional quick cash as well, making the potential for earning exponential. Laura and Jessica can transfer their quick cash balance to their bank account at any time, or can even use quick cash to make additional purchases in the app. Meanwhile, Sam can just watch as the sales roll in. Best of all, she doesn't have to worry about costs, since she is only spending marketing dollars when actual purchases are made. Start buying, sharing, and earning today at KwikClick.com. Welcome to KwikClick, where customers can buy, share, and earn. Meet Sam. Sam owns an e-commerce business that sells athletic shoes and running gear. Sam wants to increase her sales without increasing marketing spend, so she decides to list her products on KwikClick. On KwikClick, her loyal customers can get paid for sharing her products with their friends. Sam uploads her products to the marketplace, just like she would on Amazon or Shopify. Meet Laura. Laura is in the market for a new pair of shoes and comes across Sam's brand on the KwikClick marketplace. Laura is able to purchase the shoes and check out like she would on any other e-commerce site. After purchasing, Laura receives a unique quick link that she can share with friends to begin earning quick cash. Her friend Jessica opens Laura's quick link on her phone and purchases the pair of shoes. Because Jessica purchases using Laura's quick link, Laura receives quick cash in her account. After purchasing, Jessica can now share her own quick link and begin earning quick cash as well. But KwikClick is more than just your typical referral or affiliate platform. KwikClick rewards customers for sales they directly and indirectly influence. So, for every sale Jessica's new quick link makes, Laura will earn additional quick cash as well, making the potential for earning exponential. Laura and Jessica can transfer their quick cash balance to their bank account at any time, or can even use quick cash to make additional purchases in the app. Meanwhile, Sam can just watch as the sales roll in. Best of all, she doesn't have to worry about costs, since she is only spending marketing dollars when actual purchases are made. Start buying, sharing, and earning today at KwikClick.com. Welcome to KwikClick, where customers can buy, share, and earn. Meet Sam. Sam owns an e-commerce business that sells athletic shoes and running gear. Sam wants to increase her sales without increasing marketing spend, so she decides to list her products on KwikClick. On KwikClick, her loyal customers can get paid for sharing her products with their friends. Sam uploads her products to the marketplace, just like she would on Amazon or Shopify. Meet Laura. Laura is in the market for a new pair of shoes and comes across Sam's brand on the KwikClick marketplace. Laura is able to purchase the shoes and check out like she would on any other e-commerce site. After purchasing, Laura receives a unique Quick Link that she can share with friends to begin earning quick cash. Her friend Jessica opens Laura's Quick Link on her phone and purchases the pair of shoes. Because Jessica purchases using Laura's Quick Link, Laura receives quick cash in her account. After purchasing, Jessica can now share her own Quick Link and begin earning quick cash as well. But KwikClick is more than just your typical referral or affiliate platform. KwikClick rewards customers for sales they directly and indirectly influence. So, for every sale Jessica's new Quick Link makes, Laura will earn additional quick cash as well, making the potential for earning exponential. Laura and Jessica can transfer their quick cash balance to their bank account at any time, or can even use quick cash to make additional purchases in the app. Meanwhile, Sam can just watch as the sales roll in. Best of all, she doesn't have to worry about costs, since she is only spending marketing dollars when actual purchases are made. Start buying, sharing, and earning today at KwikClick.com.
Online at www.blogtalkradio.com/female-solution. Press the blue button that says follow and get our daily topics every morning directly to your email and your smartphone. Hi, I'm NONI, executive producer of the Female Solution radio show. We invite you to call in 515-605-9325 and participate in this daily think tank as we examine the challenges we face and develop solutions that restore peace and harmony. We are global transformers, changing the world from the way it is to the way it should be. We are one. Wherever we live on the earth, we are one human family. On behalf of our team of radio hosts, I'd like to extend a greeting to all the members of our family, whenever and wherever you may be listening around the world. To our family in China, Ni Hao, in India, Namaste, in Japan, Konnichiwa, in Korea, Annyeonghaseyo, in Russia, Здравствуйте, in Germany, Guten Tag, in Poland, Dzień dobry, in France, Bonjour, in Spain, Hola, in Italy, Ciao, in Egypt, Asamasaka, in Ghana, Akwaba, in Nigeria, Hello, in South Africa, Salbona, in Senegal, Marhaba, in Kenya, Jambo, in Israel, Shalom, in Pakistan, Afghanistan, and Saudi Arabia, Assalamu alaikum, greetings, and may peace be upon you all. Is Monday morning a struggle to get out of bed into the swing of things? Well, don't worry, you are not alone. Join us for thought-provoking, stimulating, and mindful conversations on higher learning with Zelda Speaks for your Monday morning mindfulness session on Blog Talk Radio, the Female Solution. Mondays, 7:30 to 9 a.m. Be sure to send your ideas, thoughts, comments, and suggestions. Also, if you'd like to be a guest on the show, visit ZeldaSpeaks.com and send us your info. We'd love to have you. Experience mindfulness moments with the mindfulness/strength coach, Zelda Speaks. And thanks for sharing the mindfulness moments for this day. Stay on purpose, stay empowered, and stay tuned to your next session of mindfulness on higher learning with Zelda Speaks. We make it a mindful day. Thanks for listening.
The Female Solution Global Video TV Show invites you to an invigorating conversation with our team of hosts Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. to 9 a.m. Central Time. Start your week with Monday Morning Mindfulness with Zelda Speaks. Tuesdays, Self-Care with Jody Susan. Wednesdays, Repairing Broken Families with Naima Latif and co-host Kareem Hamid. Thursdays, Soulful Solutions with Dr. Debbie Green. And Fridays, Health and Well-Being with Beata. Saturdays, tune in 12 noon to 2 p.m. Central Time. First Saturday, Success Strategies with Jana. Second Saturday, Wendy Williams Esquire on relationships. Third Saturday, Move Around with Deborah. And fourth Saturday, Wisdom with Mama D. Join us Sundays, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Central Time for Soul Purpose Healing with Beata. Call in and comment 515-605-9325. Press 1 to speak to the host and be a part of the solution.
And thank you for being a part of the solution. Welcome to Monday Morning Mindfulness. I'm your host, Zelda Speaks, and I hope you enjoyed our promo this morning. Excuse me. From the Female Solution.
Thank you very much.
If you have not had...
My name is Patricia.
Patricia wants to be on the show this morning. Okay, Patricia. That is, well, I may as well talk about it now that you have heard her voice. If you go to go to our YouTube page, Higher Learning TV Show, you'll see the concert that I filmed, the Music for Ukraine, a fundraiser, and my good friend Patricia Tyson, music composer, singer, songwriter, was performing there. So it's on our YouTube page, Higher Learning TV Show. So be sure and go check it out. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. Welcome to Monday Morning Mindfulness. We are just here to start your week off on the right track and give you a little live stress release at 7:15. So be sure and stick around. Happy Earth Day, birthday, born day. If today's your birthday, it is Monday, May 9th. Yesterday was a Mother's Day, and belated happy Mother's Day to you if you are an auntie or big mama, or I just found out there's one called a Monty. That was from one of the housewives. I don't remember which one, but I had, a Monty. And I heard the producer ask her, well, what's a Monty? That's an auntie that's playing a mom. So she's a Monty. Well, I guess I'm a Monty too, because I helped raise my nieces and nephews, but I digress. Anyway, I just wanted to share that with you. Let us keep in mind this morning those who are sick and shut in, and those who are affected by life, who have just given up. So I hope you haven't given up. And the fact that you're watching this show today lets me know that you have not given up. So thank you so much for hanging in there. And speaking of hanging in there, not everyone has hung in there. If you missed last night's show, Soul Purpose Healing with Beata from 7 until 9 p.m. Central Standard Time, the topic of the conversation was duality and non-duality. If you have not seen that show, it's in the archives. You can always go back and see it. And the Female Solution, actually, this one is, well, it's in both. It's in the Female Solution on blogtalkradio.com and also on Soul Purpose Healing with Beata. Yeah, I enjoyed it. I took notes. That's all I got to say. Kevin Samuels, if you don't know who he is, he was the young man. I flipped on and saw him maybe a couple of times, but he was talking so rude to women. I was like, why are they calling in to be talked to so nasty? And after I had listened to Beata's show last night, it dawned on me that what was going on. So now you get a little insight of what's going on behind the scenes about a person's mental state, and then be less judgmental. But I just knew he was very angry, and he just talked to women and men. Go back and hear the conversation, because he didn't take sides with either one. He told you what you needed to hear. And 9 times out of 10, you didn't want to hear. But anyway, go back and hear it. It's in the archives. Today's topic is Attorney Richard Boykin, who's running for Cook County Board President. He's the former commissioner of Chicago. And last week, I had the privilege of joining him and Dr. Willie Wilson's team on the CTA Red Line. That's why I wasn't here. So thank you so much for missing me this past week, and the Monday Morning Mindfulness, which we will get to at 7:15. So Dr. Wilson wanted to see what was the issue on the CTA trains, because people are always complaining about how nasty they are, how dirty they are. I won't even tell you what my experience was. I'll just say it was not a nice experience. I got off the train before 95th Street because I had to ride to 95th Street to meet them to film coming back downtown and then do the press conference. Baby, I don't even want to say on air the experience that I had. It was nasty. That's all I have to say about it. So, Dr. Willie Wilson, I'm pretty sure he will be going back on the train again because it was, oh, Lord have mercy. Anyway, if you're listening online, thank you so much for joining us. We are live on a Facebook channel, HLN TV Show. HLN TV Show, yes. And also, we're live on our Facebook channel, facebook.com. Oh, I just said that. Higher Learning TV Show is for YouTube channel. There it is. That one and that one. Excuse me, youtube.com. Higher Learning TV Show. And on Facebook, Twitter, it's Zelda Speaks. And on we also have HLN NFP. So when you see that logo, you know you're at the right place. And also on Instagram. Have you seen our Instagram for the project that we're working on for the homeless? I hope so. Because people ask me, Zelda, why do you do that all the time? Well, I tell the story all the time. My little brother was murdered in Tent City, and I went over there and found out how many homeless people there were. I had no idea there were so many, and I was just compelled to do that, and I did that for my little brother. Watch out for us, folks, while he watches out over me, and so it is. Anyway, Instagram, hln.homeless.project, and I will find that for you in a second. But in the meantime, you can go here and see more information, higherlearningnetwork.org. That's our link tree. And also, if you are going out and about today, you will notice that it is beautiful outside. But traffic, that's another story. So let's take a look. What's the traffic this morning? It is a hot mess. So expect the unexpected. Sunny weather today, but it's going to be crazy outside. Partly sunny, 78 today. It'll be 50 about noon, but it will be partly cloudy. And sometime in the 70s today, hopefully in the 80s. I think they said it was going up to 78, almost 80 degrees. I'll go take a look at the traffic and weather sponsored by Karen Kelly of itex.com. If you would like to travel to anywhere in the world, you can do so by going to the itex.com and putting in the code Zelda, ZELDA. And that way you will be able to get that $100 bonus and go shopping immediately. Okay? And you can also go, there's our homeless project that I was telling you about, Higher Learning Network, HLN Homeless Project. And HLN TV. Anyway, as we take a look at the Metro and the CTA, there are no reported delays. Inbound on the Kennedy, it's 30 minutes, 24 in the outbound due to that crash at Harlem and Cicero. The exit ramp for Ontario has been blocked because there was an accident at Franklin in Ontario. So expect big delays because I'm sure the expressways are just backed up as far as they can possibly go. So do expect to be late wherever you're going this morning. Inbound on the Kennedy, it's 30 minutes. Outbound. Inbound on the East, 26:21 on the reverse. On the Eisenhower, that's another story. 40 minutes, 25 on the reverse. On the Stevenson inbound, 23:19 on the reverse. And on the Bishop Ford, 11 in and 10 out. And on Duchamp Lakeshore Drive, it's 10 minutes in both directions. And this traffic and weather sponsored by Karen Kelly of itex.com. And I'm going to stop the traffic because it's just a hot mess out there, and we don't want all that noise in here. So thank you so much for joining us this morning. And let me remind you to join us on the Higher Learning Network TV show, which airs Tuesdays at 6, Wednesdays at 1 on Channel 19. And oh yes, and I apologize for Channel 19 for not being able to be with you last week, but you know where I was. And if you are ever in the mindset of doing something that doesn't fit with your spirit, I had an experience, excuse me, and it didn't feel right. So I was like, maybe I want to do something different. So sometimes you have to do something different, especially if it doesn't feel right. Sometimes we are in a place where it doesn't feel good, and it's happening that way for a reason, because we realize that we are operating on another level. We're operating on a level where our vibrations are higher. And sometimes when we are growing, it's hard to stay in a place where you've been before that wasn't suiting where you are in life now. So don't beat yourself up. Do not beat yourself up. If you are experiencing a change in your life and it feels kind of uncomfortable, that's good. Because your vibrations are raising. The level of your consciousness is changing, and you just can't go back and do the old things that you used to do. So take that into consideration. And it's now time for your Monday morning mindfulness meditation. But before I do that, I want to share with you the word for the day, which is from Mike House, and it says, do good. It is easy to do good for those who do good for us. As gratifying to help those who can help us. As pleasing to be of service to those who are like us. But what we do for people who seem to have nothing to offer and with whom we believe we have nothing in common. In short, do good. Do good because that is what it means to be an expression of the divine. Doing good doesn't mean putting other people's priorities before our own or allowing others to mistreat us. It means lending our gifts, our skills, talents, and powers to the building of the beloved community, a world that works for everyone. The willingness to do good is a testament to spirituality, maturity, as we come to know God alone as our source and the people we encounter as reflections of aspects of ourselves. We understand that withholding good is not a viable option because we are one. Do not hold good from those to whom it is due when it is in your power to do it. That's your morning inspiration from Mike House. And if you don't know who Mike House is, it's not too late to go to the Google him. How about that? Just Google it. And you'll be glad you did, because you can get on his mailing list for these inspirational readings that he does every day, 7 days a week. And I know you heard me talking about the homeless. And if you'd like to donate, you'll see the information scrolling there on the screen. But right now, it is time for our Monday morning mindfulness meditation. So sit up straight in your chair, feet flat on the floor. And why am I doing this? Because we need something. We need a ritual every day to center ourselves. And all of that comes from knowing who we are, the breath. Because everything outside of us is always trying to get our attention, and we don't spend enough time with self. And we have a tendency to think that we'll be alone or not loved for lack of. I'm talking about my abandonment issues. I'm doing a whole show on that. I'll talk about that another time. But it's imperative that we get quiet, because this is how you arm yourself mentally for the day. The sacred space of the breath is what empowers you, what gives you the that you need to get throughout the day. Because let me tell you, you know they coming for you. Mentally, physically, emotionally, they coming. So that's how we do that. And we start the day by sitting up straight in the chair, feet flat on the floor, and simply just begin the process of breathing. Some people breathe in through one nose and hold it and then exhale it. And some people breathe through both. So it's entirely up to you. But whatever you do, when you breathe in, this is important. When you breathe in, I want you to feel your stomach, your chest expand, because if you're not taking a deep breath, you're not getting the gist of what this experience is all about. So you've got to breathe in, hold it, and exhale. Oh, and I feel that a relief immediately all through my arm, my shoulders, and chest, because I hold my tension here. So these are the fingers that I use to release the tension. So let's rub a little bit. Rub those shoulders or wherever you hold your attention. I don't know where it is, but I know this is where mine is. So I just simply rub and then breathe in. Hold it. And exhale. And I take these fingers and knead the back of the neck, up and down the neck, and squeeze the neck, excuse me. That's where that vagus nerve is. Breathe in. And breathe out. And I know your thoughts are running wild. That is why I have this instrument here to focus the thoughts, because when the thoughts start running away, you imagine this sound in your mind. Inhale deeply. And exhale. As we gather our thoughts and give thanks for the power of the breath, we know that we are always at the right place at the right time. As we close our eyes and give thanks that the universe around us is ours. Life is in divine order. The challenges that we may be receiving, experiencing, are there to teach us as we go within and listen for the answers. As we inhale deeply, hold it, and exhale. And just be with that breath, giving thanks for that breath, because someone somewhere is unable to breathe on their own. They may have a trachea in their throat. They may have congestive heart failure and can't take that deep breath without coughing up. So just be very grateful for the power of the breath. Inhale deeply. Hold it. And exhale. And to make this experience just a little bit better for you, close your eyes. You should not be looking at me, but the inside of your eyelids. As we inhale together deeply. Hold it. And exhale. The space between the breath is the sacred space. Just keep breathing and just listening to my voice, knowing that as you breathe in and as you breathe out, you are giving life to each and every organ, muscle, tendon, fiber, artery, vein in your body. You are sending them love and light and healing energy, because you are directing your thoughts with the power of the breath to go within. Because our cells regenerate every night as we rest, and we send them love, light, and energy, and they just continue to bloom. As we breathe in, hold it, and as we breathe out. Once more, breathe in, hold it, and breathe out. Oh, yes, that feels so good. Now let us stretch those arms out. Yes, stretch, 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 stretch like a cat. And just move from side to side as you breathe in. Hold it. And as you breathe out, if you can turn around, if you're in a high top back chair, and feel that stretch, it's like you're wringing out your your inner organs, your liver, your gallbladder, your all that good stuff, your intestines. Yeah, just give it a little movement because we sit all day. Traffic's everywhere. And we have a tendency to get stuck. So we want to move as much as possible, even when we're sitting. So turn around and stretch on the other side. Oh, yeah, that feels good. Feel good to you? Mm-hmm, feels good to me. Yeah, get that stretch. And just stretch again as we breathe in. Hold it. And exhale. As you continue to breathe in and breathe out, give thanks for the power of the breath as we bring it from the top of the head. Hold it. Feeling the energy of the breath move down through the forehead and the face and down through the neck and the shoulders as we rotate those shoulders backwards and forward as we breathe in. And as we breathe out, giving thanks for light, love, and energy, the breath flowing down through the chest and the sides and the stomach and the back and the hips as we breathe in. Giving thanks for the energy as it flows down through our buttocks and our legs and our thighs and our knees. And feel free to rub those knees and those thighs and those legs, sending it more love, light, and energy as we breathe in. Giving thanks for the energy that flows down through the knees, the legs, the ankles, and the arches. Feel free to wiggle those toes. Giving thanks for love, light, and energy through the toes. Yes, that feels good. Like somebody's tickling my feet. What are you talking about, Zelda? Nobody's on the table. Yeah, but I got the power of my mind. And that's what the power of the mind will do. You can feel your feet being tickled and nobody's there. As we inhale deeply, hold it. And exhale. Just giving thanks for all of that breath that just energized the whole body as we take one long deep breath and bringing that energy back up through the toes as we wiggle those toes, giving thanks for the energy moving through the feet, the instep, the arch, and the heels, and the ankles, and the legs. Bringing that energy back up through the knees. Yes, I love those knees. I rub on those knees because sometimes those knees have a mind of their own. But I just remind them that I'm in control. And I give thanks that they work effortlessly. As we breathe in, bringing more love and light and energy back up through the thighs and the buttocks and the hips as we roll from side to side doing the higher learning hip roll because we want to keep it moving. You've heard the sign. Keep it. Yeah, I know you have, so keep it moving, honey. As we inhale deeply, bringing more love and light and energy back up through the back, the shoulders, the arms, the solar plexus, and we give thanks as we breathe in. Bringing that energy back up through the neck and the face and back to the top of the head as we are one with the divine breath that we breathe in. Hold it. And as we breathe out, as we give thanks for the power of the breath, we say grand rising to each and every part of our body, every cell, all the energy that is just going back and forth, just doing what it does in the body. We give thanks because somebody somewhere does not have the power of the breath. And you do. Look at you breathing all on your own. Ladies and gentlemen, you have just ignited the happiness gene. Yes. And you wonder why you're so happy because you spent some time with yourself this morning. And you love yourself. And you know that you are worthy of quiet time. If it's 5 minutes, eventually you'll get up to 5, 10, 15, 20, 30 minutes because the more time you spend with yourself, the better you get to know yourself and know what you will and would not settle for. Okay? So let us take one more long, last deep inhale deeply. And as you exhale, bring your head forward, chin to chest, and slowly rotate that head to the left. And slowly bring it around to the back. Slow down. You're moving too fast. I want you to feel these increments. You should just be getting to the right and bringing it back around. Head up. Inhale deeply. Hold it. And as you exhale, bring your head down, chin to chest, and slowly rotate the head to the left as far as you possibly can. Bring it around to the back. Slow down. Moving too fast. Feel that stretch. As you slowly bring it around to the right. Yeah, feel that. Feels good, doesn't it? And back around to the front. Head up. Inhale deeply. Look to the left as far as you possibly can, feeling a stretch in the right of the neck. Feel good, doesn't it? Yeah. And as we come back around, inhale deeply. And looking to the right as far as you possibly can, feeling the stretch in the left side of the neck. Feels good, doesn't it? Yeah, that feels marvelous. So, ladies and gentlemen, you have just experienced Monday morning mindfulness meditation, and it is your first line of defense. It protects your sanity in times of chaos and confusion. It boosts the immune system immediately, and it makes you conscious of who you are and what you are and where you are and what you're doing. So if you have been enjoying the Monday morning mindfulness meditation, please share that on our Facebook page, HLN TV Show, or our YouTube page, Higher Learning TV Show. And that is the one thing that can help you during the course of the day. And even more powerful than that, these two words, I am. And you can repeat after me, or you can say whatever you want to say. But I'm going to say, I am happy, I am healthy, I am whole and complete. Yes, I am. I am happy, I am healthy, I am whole and complete. One more time, always in threes. I am happy. Yes, I am. I am healthy. Oh, yes, I am. I am whole and complete. Tell somebody. Hello. Grand Rising. And thank you for sharing that this morning. Saying that's something that you can do in 5 minutes or less. Doesn't take you 15 minutes. Just start breathing. And if you got a little funk on your breath, and when you inhale and you blow out, because you forgot to brush your teeth and you got a little garlic or got a little onion in your breath, trust me, when you inhale and exhale, if somebody is all up in your space and don't know your Kool-Aid and you blow on them, they're going to be all right because they're going to leave you alone. So you try that with you. And that, my dear, is your Monday morning mindfulness meditation. I hope you enjoyed it, and feel free to comment this morning. As we go to the comment lines, I see my girl Jody Susan, Grand Rising, sweet sister. Yes, Grand Rising to you too, my sister Jody. Love it, love it, love it. And oh my goodness, I look radiant. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. And you look radiant too. I saw you yesterday cooking in the kitchen on our Sunday morning meeting. Yes, that was so sweet. Were you cooking for us? No, of course you were. Okay, anyway. Thank you so much. Post your comments on our YouTube channel as well. Coming up at 7:30, we are having our guest, attorney Richard Boykin, who will be joining the conversation, and he will be sharing with us his his vision of what he can do for the city of Chicago as the new board president. So he'll be joining us shortly. And in the meantime, in between time, we're going to have our first commercial break. And I'm going to share that with you right here. So it's important that you look at this, because I'm sharing this with you because for a long time, 2-3 years, the Higher Learning Network, we have to do things to raise funds for our projects, the homeless project, the youth media training, where we teach children behind the scenes, radio, television, and print production. And we have to raise money because we offer them prizes and scholarships. And if we don't do that, we have nothing to give them. So that's why we do it. Anyway, this is like the new Amazon, where you get paid for participating. So I want to share this with you. Okay. So if you have any questions, you can always email us. And here we go.
Customers can buy, share, and earn. Meet Sam. Sam owns an e-commerce business that sells athletic shoes and running gear. Sam wants to increase her sales without increasing marketing spend. So she decides to list her products on KwikClick. On KwikClick, her loyal customers can get paid for sharing her products with their friends. Sam uploads her products to the marketplace, just like she would on Amazon or Shopify. Meet Laura. Laura is in the market for a new pair of shoes and comes across Sam's brand on the KwikClick marketplace. Laura is able to purchase the shoes and check out like she would on any other e-commerce site. After purchasing, Laura receives a unique Quick link that she can share with friends to begin earning quick cash. Her friend Jessica opens Laura's Quick link on her phone and purchases the pair of shoes. Because Jessica purchases using Laura's Quick link, Laura receives quick cash in her account. After purchasing, Jessica can now share her own Quick link and begin earning quick cash as well. But KwikClick is more than just your typical referral or affiliate platform. KwikClick rewards customers for sales they directly and indirectly influence. So, for every sale Jessica's new Quick link makes, Laura will earn additional quick cash as well, making the potential for earning exponential. Laura and Jessica can transfer their quick cash balance to their bank account at any time, or can even use quick cash to make additional purchases in the app. Meanwhile, Sam can just watch as the sales roll in. Best of all, she doesn't have to worry about costs, since she is only spending marketing dollars when actual purchases are made. Start buying, sharing, and earning today at KwikClick.com.
And I share that with you because that is what's available to you to start earning money from your purchases. I don't know any organization that does that, that allows you to earn money. So I just had to share that with you. Okay. So here's a promo for tomorrow for Jody's show.
What if you could live to be 120 years old and remain active, healthy, alert, and vibrant? Our bodies are made up of cells that are constantly rejuvenating. So if we take proper care of ourselves, we can literally defy aging. Join us every Tuesday from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. Central Standard Time to learn about self-care from Susan Essentials on the Female Solution Blog Talk Radio Show. Learn how to help your body and yourself feel rejuvenated each day through proper nutrition, sleep, frequency medicine, and many unconventional methods of self-care. I'm Jody Susan. Join me and my amazing guests by calling in at 515-605-9325 and press 1 to speak. We'll help you achieve a breakthrough in your health today.
That's Tuesday's show. And now here's Wednesday's show.
Hi, I'm Naima Latif. Join me and my co-host Kareem Hamid every Wednesday morning, 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. on the Female Solution Radio Show as we explore that relationship that is the foundation for our society, the relationship between men and women, husbands and wives. Join our discussion as we seek to repair broken family ties and rebuild our community. Listen online at www.blogtalkradio.com/the-female-solution. Call in and comment 515-605-9325. Press 1 to speak to our host. Or you can join us live on Facebook at www.facebook.com/the-female-solution.
And here's Thursday's show.
Tune in to Sofa Solutions with Dr. Debbie Green on Thursdays at 7 a.m. Central Standard Time and 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time to hear great topics and stories on grief and turn it into victory. Join Dr. Debbie Green to listen to stories of trial and learn how to overcome. You are not alone in your life, and there is hope in the darkest hours. This is your time to learn strategies and solutions to improve your life. It's your time. So join Dr. Debbie Green with Solar Solutions and call in on Thursday at 7 a.m. Central Standard Time and 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time at 515-605-9325 with comments and questions. Look to hear from you real soon.
And now here's Friday's show.
Hey, it's time to take charge of your health. I'm Bianca, your holistic life coach, and every Friday morning at 8 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time, I'm here on the Female Solution to empower you to make choices that will assist your evolution to abundant health. I'm also blogging every Sunday evening at 8 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time at 456 Healing, where I bring you a spiritual chiropractic adjustment to bring you back into alignment with our Creator's love, compassion, and wisdom. Join me every Friday morning at 8 a.m. and Sunday evenings at 8 p.m. for a time of unity, enlightenment, and low vibration. Shalom.
And that is our Friday show.
Hi, I'm Dr. CJ of Valona Health, where we combine orthopedic manual therapy and neuroscience to treat the whole person. Health tip for the day is keep it moving. Doesn't matter how, just keep it moving doing something you enjoy. Walking, dancing, rolling on the floor with your dogs or kids, really anything. The body craves movement to keep its bones, joints, and muscles happy. Even our mental health and internal organs and digestive system rely on our movement. Thanks for being a part of the Higher Learning Network on the Female Solution.
And thank you for joining us back here on the Female Solution. Welcome back to Monday Morning Mindfulness. It is Monday, March 9th, and we are live on the air on Facebook.com, HLN TV show, and our YouTube channel, Higher Learning TV show. And the photo that you see is on my blog, zeldaspeaks.wordpress.com. Attorney Richard Boykin will be joining us. He is running for Cook County Board President, and he will be joining us shortly. But in the meantime, in between time, here is my sister of the microphone, Naima Latif. Grand Rising, my sister. Thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Yeah. Uh-oh.
Yeah, I hear you.
Device is turned off here.
The Mr. Boykin will be joining us for some reason or another. There's a delay, but I'm going to contact him while you do the intro, and I'm going to get myself a cup of hot water.
Well, for those who are unaware of the Cook County Board race, Attorney Richard Boykin is one of the candidates who is running for the seat of Cook County Board Chairman. And a lot of people don't really know what these positions mean. And so they don't really understand the power of what a position like this holds. Okay, one of the things that we discover when we have these elections is that a lot of the services, a lot of the institutions, a lot of the things that we take for granted that are just going to happen naturally, they don't happen naturally. They happen because someone is in charge of overseeing it, coordinating it, and making it happen. So the Cook County Board President is the one who is head of many of the Cook County services. And you don't think about this. It includes Cook County Hospital, Cook County Corrections, which means the Cook County Jail. And then you've got the Circuit Court of the Cook County State's Attorney. You have all of these various avenues that people's lives are being affected. And so if you understand what the job is, then you understand what you need to look for in the candidate running for office. The president of the Cook County Board of Commissioners is the chief executive officer of Cook County. The president oversees the offices under the president and is charged with presenting a balanced budget to the Board of Commissioners, which basically means they help decide how the money's going to be spent for all of these services. So Attorney Richard Boykin, who served on the Cook County Board of Commissioners, is now running for president of that Board of Commissioners. And he speaks about how the budget that is generated from all of the various things that the county does and fees that we pay, how that should be spent and how to address the needs and the issues that are created when we have problems. So in looking at the office of Cook County Board President and all of the many different departments that are under that, we as voters have to think about all of the ways our lives are impacted by these various departments. So the current president of the Cook County Board is Tammy Preckwinkle. A lot of people may or may not be familiar with her. But what tends to happen after we elect somebody, we don't even know what it is they do or what they're responsible for.
Or follow up on either.
Follow up on what they're doing.
And
So
that's why we have Boykin on the line now. He's right here on the line with us. I'm going to bring him on. If you want to join the conversation, 515-605-9325. Press 1 to speak. Welcome, Attorney Rick Boykin. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. Grand Rising.
that's a pause right there.
Let me thank you. I'm so delighted to be here with you, Zelda. I'm glad that you're doing this show to let the listeners know and the voters all about the office of Cook County Board President. I'm very excited to be here with you today.
We're excited to have you on. Yes, we are. And I have my co-host, executive producer of the show, Naima Latif, and she was just explaining to the audience the importance of the responsibility and the duty of the Cook County Board President. And many know you as an attorney, but not everyone knows the good that you do in the community. So if you could, well, I know and Naima knows, but our listening and viewing audience may not know a little bit about that. So just tell us a little bit about yourself this morning and why it's important that you participate in this run for Cook County.
Thank you very much for having me again. I grew up in Inglewood, actually at 68th and Halsted. Attended the Wentworth Elementary School and then went off to Chicago Vocational High School. And just last week saw my high school football coach and his wife. It was great seeing them. Hadn't seen them in about 30 years or so.
Wow.
It was great seeing them. But then I went off to Central State University on an athletic scholarship where I played football and then and also became an academic All-American as well. Then I graduated from there in 1990 and came back here and taught in the public schools for a year, deferred by admission at the University of Dayton School of Law. Then I went back to Ohio to the University of Dayton School of Law, graduated in 94. In between that time, I worked for two members of Congress, Senator Karen Mosley-Vaughn and Congressman Bobby Rush, who was my congressman growing up in Inglewood. But then I got out of there and went to the Department of Justice and did a stint there for about a year as an independent contractor lawyer in the department. And then I actually joined the office of Congressman Danny Davis back in 1997. Stayed with him until 2006. I became his chief of staff for almost 10 years. And then I joined a law firm, big law firm, Barnes & Thornburg, a nationwide law firm. Worked there for 15 years. 2 years ago, actually, opened up my own law firm, Bridge Builders Consulting and Legal Services. So it's been a great ride, and in between that time, from 2014 to 2018, I actually served as a county commissioner. And while on the board, we transformed the position of county commissioner. I'm proud. Probably my shining moment was leading the effort to repeal the sugar tax, the soda pop tax. So we led that effort. Also got rid of the tax on feminine hygiene products. There used to be a tax on those products when women would buy them, but that's no longer the case. We we led the effort in Cook County first to ban it, and then they did it throughout the state of Illinois. I also got rid of the law officers used to use chokeholds in order to arrest and apprehend suspects. Well, we banned that practice in Cook County. They can no longer choke people as they're arresting them. So that was my ordinance to do that. We put forward several initiatives to deal with the violence back in 2014 in recognition that this violence was getting worse and worse. Most of those ideas were stymied by the current board president. And, just recently we released our public safety plan. Very much concerned about public safety and what's happening in our streets. We're very much concerned about our children that are killed and dying every day in our streets. And so we got to get hold of this gun violence, carjacking, retail thefts. All of these things are terrorizing too many of our neighborhoods, and we gotta deal with it. Look, Cook County, people are leaving Cook County. Last year, 90,000 people left Cook County, according to the Census Bureau. That's taxpayers leaving, and are they leaving because of the violence, or maybe they're leaving because of unfair property taxes? I'll be in the south suburbs later this morning, talking to folks about, those property taxes, and, people feel like, hey, these assessments are unfair. I mean, the current board president protected Joe Barrios when he was the assessor, even in face of a report that showed that he was unfairly assessing black and brown communities. And he still protected him. So, because he was the chair of the Democratic Party and she was the vice chair. But, you should never protect anybody who's doing something wrong. I mean, Mom always told me that. Always do right.
Right.
And, everything will take care of itself if you do right. But she didn't do right on that. And so people are paying the price in south suburbs, in the north suburbs, south and west sides of Chicago. So we're very concerned about that. I'm concerned about Cook County has the highest sales tax in the United States and America right here in Cook County. We got to make our county competitive. We're in a 6-county region, and we don't want people going to DuPage, Lake, Will, McHenry, Indiana, other places to purchase their products. We want them to stay right here in Cook County. So I've been pressing the county to actually roll back the gas tax. There's a 6-cent gas tax per gallon that comes from the county. There's an 8-cent gas tax that comes from the city. 39-cent gas tax that comes from the state. And so, when you look at those gas prices, nearly $1 of what you're paying is taxes.
Yes.
And that shouldn't be. I saw some gas prices at 75th and State over the weekend. It was like $6.29.
What?
$5.20. Yes, I can send you the picture.
And I'm screaming about $5, and you saw for $6. Oh my goodness! And it's always in our communities. You notice that
The highest prices.
the highest prices are always in our communities.
So poor people tend to pay more for everything, but that shouldn't be. The government should use its power to say, hey, wait a minute. Insurance rates, you can't charge more just because it's in a poor community and there's a likelihood that there's going to be a robbery or a shooting or whatever. You can't paint everybody with that brush.
No, you can't. You cannot.
Utilize our leverage. Look, you're right. Gas prices are higher. Everything's higher. Food prices. If you can get to a grocery store, in many instances, they don't even have grocery stores in some of these communities.
Right.
Service grocery stores. Like in Austin, people come to Oak Park and shop. So
Yes.
they take their money out of Austin and they come to Oak Park and spend their money here, and their tax dollar goes here to Oak Park. They come to Oak Park for restaurants, stuff like Cooper's Honky and others, because they don't have those kinds of restaurants. Now, I want to give a big shout out to my friend MacArthur's, because I love MacArthur's.
Yes, we love some MacArthur's, baby. ain't been there in a minute, but I love it.
Yeah, big shout out.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, you go there, you better. Yeah, it's good eating there.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
I'm hungry now. Let's go. I'm so glad you mentioned the assessments because every Thursday, Mr. Boykin, every first Thursday of the month, I host the monthly meeting for the West Side Ministers Coalition. And in that meeting, there's a young man by Travis known as the tax doctor. And he talks about the importance of us becoming involved in the tax situation because every poor community is paying the bulk of those taxes, especially if they're homeowners and even if you are renters, because my rent is double. So I know what he's saying to be true. He has a podcast called This House is on Fire, and he speaks directly on that. And he's trying to get us to move forward with our efforts. So I'm going to put him in contact with you because that is crucial because taxes are killing us. And the highest in Cook County, we pay more taxes than anybody else.
Yeah, we pay more taxes than anybody else.
That is horrible. And those who can least afford it are bombarded with that challenge.
So I got a question for Attorney Boykin.
Okay.
When we see the taxes go up, my question is, of course, as Cook County Board Chairman, your job would be to, set the budget. What is the current major source of revenue for the county? Is it just the taxes? What are some other ways that the county can generate revenue so that we can reduce the taxes? What are your thoughts on that?
So it's a great question. Well, the major source of revenue is taxes. It's the sales taxes, the property taxes. Those are the major sources of revenue. Of course, you have a hotel, motel tax. You have other smaller taxes. But the main ones are sales and the property taxes. What I think you can do to help alleviate some of the tax burden on people is I think you got to grow a business base. That's why in the first 90 days of being in office, I'm going to appoint a business ombudsman office, a person to run that office. And basically it's because the current board president has neglected businesses. In order to survive and thrive in Cook County, we got to have a growing, burgeoning business base. And so if you have that, it reduces taxes on everybody else, and you also grow your employment pool. So if we bring back manufacturing, or if we have to streamline some of the regulatory things that businesses have to go through, hoops that they have to jump through in order to do business in Cook County, then we can create more businesses. If we make it easier for business to start up in Cook County, we can create more jobs. Jobs are the lifeline to any community. When you look at Mondale, and you look at how many jobs they lost. They lost Sears and Roebuck Company. Used to be 10,000 people there.
Yes.
They lost Western Electric. They lost a number of jobs in that town. That community has never really recovered or rebounded because government didn't go back in and put the right investments in those neighborhoods. And so what I'm proposing is this. I don't want to raise taxes. I don't want to raise taxes on anybody. But what I want to do is create more businesses, create more jobs so that you have more people paying into the system. The more people you have paying into the system, the less the burden is on everybody else. The other thing that I'll say is this. Again, last year, 90,000, that's 90,000, 90,000 left Cook County. They went somewhere else. They went to Florida. They went to Texas. They went to Mississippi. They went somewhere else. So when they picked up and left Cook County, that means that their tax money is leaving too. That means that the taxes that they were paying into the system is gone. So how do you make up that? How do you make up those people who left? But right now, the county is in a pretty good spot, right? Because we got $1 billion from the rescue plan, the ARPA funding from the feds for very soon. And then what happens? What happens when you create new programs and you don't have money to sustain those programs? You know, so I mean, it's county government. I should say this for everybody: is the government for the least of these. It's the government for the neediest, poorest citizens of Cook County, and it does primarily two things: public safety and public health. So we're responsible. I heard somebody talking earlier about all these public safety stakeholder offices. You talked about the sheriff, state attorney, the clerk of the circuit court, the chief judge's office, Tim Evans, the public defender, the probation department. All of these departments are funded by the Cook County Board, and so we're responsible for public safety. I got a plan to deal with public safety and crime. The current board president doesn't. I will address crime and attacking the root causes of violence, poverty, and other things, other social factors. We'll attack those things. And then, of course, we're responsible for public health. So if somebody is sick and they don't have health insurance, they can go to Providence Hospital. They can go to Cook County Health and Hospital System. They can go to one of our federally qualified community health centers, and they can get treated, and the county taxpayer pays for it.
That's crucial. One of the it's 8:00. We need to take our second break. Mr. Boykin, if you can hold on for just a few minutes. 515-605-9325. Press 1 to speak. Did I say one? Press 1 to streak? No, press 1 to speak. We'll be right back.
Do you want to live in a world without war? Join our global peace movement. Helping culture world peace and restoration of life transcend culture, religion, ideology, and other boundaries to achieve peaceful harmony in the global society. HWPL is committed to bringing world peace and cessation of war through peaceful dialogue between religious groups. I am Director Shin-Soo Kim of the HWPL Chicago branch of North America. Join us for our next gathering. Call 773-580-1501 and be a part of the movement for world peace. Email us at chicagohwpl@gmail.com.
Are you constantly arguing with yourself? Are your children misbehaving and acting out? Is someone in your family abusing drugs? Have you been a victim of domestic violence? Are you grieving the loss of a loved one? Let us help you restore serenity to your life. At Serenity Family Social Services, we understand that good mental health is a result of emotional well-being. Our goal is to assist you and your family in removing emotional distress and restoring harmony and balance to your lives. We offer individual, couples, and family counseling. I'm Howard Williams, CEO of Serenity Family Social Services. Call us today at 312-315-4820. That's 312-315-4820. With a simple blood test and food plan, it's not essential will help your business, your family, and you eliminate toxins and create a step-by-step plan to nourish your mind, body, and spirit. Click here to learn more.
And thank you for joining us back here on The Female Solution. I am joined by executive producer Naima Latif, who is on Wednesday mornings on, I forgot the name of the show, Naima, please forgive me.
Repairing Broken Families.
Yes. Repairing Broken Families.
Yes.
And we are joined today by Richard Boykin for cookcounty.com. You can see that on the screen, Richard Boykin for cookcounty.com, and he is live with us here on the air. And before we went to commercial break, some of the issues that you mentioned about the sugar tax, and the city was in such an uproar when the taxes on soda and water, it was astronomical. How can we prepare ourselves for the possibility of that happening again?
worry about that because we're going to win this race for county board president.
All
So you don't
right.
have to worry about that.
Okay.
We're going to win this race on June 28th, and they're going to bring that regressive tax back. The problem with these taxes is that the sales tax, the sugar tax, all of these things are regressive taxes that hit working class families and the poor hardest. I mean, so, you know, other people may be able to afford it, but Miss Jones, who can't get outside the county and go get a lower deal in DuPage County or in Indiana or somewhere, you know, she's stuck and trapped in that neighborhood in Austin or in Inglewood or Lawndale or, you know, Dalton or somewhere like that. They can't get out to somewhere else that they can get a better deal. And then you have those communities that border the state of Indiana. Those communities, of course, people just cross over the line and they go into Indiana and they purchase, like when the soda pop thing happened, it wasn't just soda pop, it was orange juice, it was diet sodas, it was crazy. I mean, what it was. But there was anything that had sugar and some things that didn't have sugar in it, you know, and sugar substitutes. And so they want to pay more for that. They wanted $200 million in revenue a year, which I don't think they would have got because if you recall, people were buying stuff and it was a penny per ounce. So on a 12-cent can, it was 12 cents more. On a 6-pack, it was $1.44 more. So oftentimes what happened is this, is that if you could get a 6-pack for say $1.45 or $1.40, then your taxes would be more than the baseline price for the product itself. So people were getting up to the counter and they were saying, oh no, I'm not going to buy it from here, I'll go somewhere else to buy it. We just leave it right there at the counter. But I mean, it was the policy was actually sending people out of Cook County. And so those are kinds of policies that we can ill afford to have in Cook County. We got to have policies that make sense, policies that help support families, policies that help rebuild communities, and policies that make us the shining example for the world to see. You know, just common sense policies.
Right.
Well, I have a question about, I'm very concerned about the Cook County Department of Corrections.
Yes.
The fact that it doesn't really correct a problem, it merely exacerbates it. So we have a system that continues to grow because our education system does not provide skills for people to actually be able to be employable once they leave the 12th grade. Everybody's not going into college. So you need people who have some basic skills where they can fit into the business community. And when you don't have that, and families don't have money and means to send a child to college, where else are they going? And what options do they have? And when there is crime, it's because of the absence of the opportunities. And so then they go to a Department of Corrections to correct a problem that we, the society, created for them. And they're in there spending time still not learning skills, or if they're learning skills, when they come out, they are not employed because they serve time in the Department of Corrections. So it's a vicious cycle. What can the Cook County Board do? What can you do as president to change that cycle so that, number one, they're actually having access to education, and number two, if they're in the Cook County Department of the Corrections system, that they are learning some skills, getting some needed counseling and therapy, and then when they come out, they are employed by the businesses who recognize that they have in fact been prepared to come into the business community and be welcomed as new and improved citizens who will not commit crime. How can we deal with that cycle and fix it?
So I think what we must first do is address the root causes of someone going to the correctional Department of Corrections or the Juvenile Temporary Detention Center for young people or Cook County Jail. What we got to do is, look, there's an old African nation begins in the homes of its people. And so everything begins in the home. So we got to make sure that single mothers raising kids and grandparents raising their grandkids, we got to make sure that they have the kinds of supports that they need. So as a county executive, I want to make sure that we invest with not-for-profit organizations. It can be faith-based or others that specialize in parenting skills. A lot of people need just a little assistance in terms of helping to raise their kids or their grandkids. People struggle. They need that kind of assistance. The other thing that we'll do is we'll make sure that they have mentors. We'll have a robust mentoring program that connects young business leaders and young business people with young African American boys in particular who are, being targeted for death, being targeted for the correctional institutions. So we got to make sure that we change their trajectory. The other thing that we're going to do is social factors. So I talked about nutrition. Nutrition is important. When I was county commissioner, I went into a high school to actually speak to a class at 8 o'clock in the morning. When I was there, this was, mainly African American kids who I was in the freshman class speaking. But when I went there at 8 o'clock in the morning, these kids were on their cell phones. Pretty much they had their cell phones out. I was so surprised. It was just a different day from when I went to high school. But we would have been more, then we wouldn't have had no cell phones out and stuff like that.
Right.
But two, a lot of these kids had these Arizona teas. They were drinking at 8 o'clock in the morning. They had Flaming Hots. They had Doritos and Cheetos. I'm saying to myself, my God, what is happening here? If that is going to be the fuel for your body to start your day, you're in trouble.
Yeah.
We're in trouble.
Yes.
So we gotta get our kids access to fruits and vegetables. We gotta make sure that everybody has access. We got too many food deserts in Cook County, so we gotta make a concerted effort to work with the city of Chicago, to work with our other municipalities to end food deserts. Like Whole Foods is closing in Inglewood.
Yes.
I would shop there whenever I'm on that side of town. I would go there because, I want access to fresh fruits and vegetables. You are what you eat, and after a day keeps the doctor away.
Yes, sir.
So we want to make sure that we eat right, we eat healthy, and so I want to have a program with the Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics that helps to overlay good health, strengthen the physical health of the people of Cook County, help to teach them how to eat right, and eating on a budget, things of that nature. And so that's what we're going to do, Rick. We're really seriously excited about that because a lot of people would not have died in Cook County from COVID had they been stronger in their body. A lot of people died.
Yes.
Body just couldn't pump it on.
Yes.
The majority of people, 90-some% of the people, survived COVID because their body was strong enough to fight it off.
Poor immune system.
Yeah.
Wasn't strong enough. They couldn't fight it off. It is a shame in Cook County that it's easier for a child to get a hand on a gun, their hands on a gun, and it is for them to get their hands on a fruit or a vegetable.
Yes,
Wow.
sir. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm also committed to getting the lead out of the water. There's too many families trapped to drink lead tap water, and too bad in many of those taps, lead is coming through, but it's leaching from the pipes. So we have a major jobs program to remove those lead pipes, and that we're going to put people to work. We're going to work with the unions, and we're going to say you got to hire people from at-risk communities. You got to hire these people coming out of high school, to get them into these apprenticeship programs. We got to get people into positive things. I honestly believe that if folks are working, they're going to be too tired to commit crimes, do other stuff.
Hope so.
And plus, it's often said that man can live about 30 days without food, about 3 days without water, but not 1 second without hope. So if you got a job, it gives you hope. And so that's what we're and poverty, and government can do it. County government can help to do its part. It's an $8 billion proposition in terms of county government in our budget. But the good news is this: nothing's done in a silo. I have gotten my best result in terms of being able to get big things done when I work with other people. I mean, so we got to work as a county with the city. We got to work as a county with our other 129 municipalities throughout Cook County. And we can't just go in and superimpose what it is that we want to do on those folks who live in those communities.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we can work with those mayors. We got to respect those mayors. We got to respect the people who live in those communities. And we got to listen to people. We got to listen to people. We can't just be like a bull in a china shop and say, hey, we're going to do it my way or it's the highway. No, that's not Richard Boykin. I'm a bridge builder and I'm a problem solver.
All right,
that's
now.
what I get big things done. And I also build bridges with other people across the line. So I'm going to work with the mayor of Chicago. I'm going to work with others to bring this violence down. And we got to do that because the people expect us to do that. The city uses its budget, the county uses its budget, the state uses its budget, the federal government uses its budget. We ought to be able to use our budgets to drive down the violence and to not do duplicative kinds of things. But work together and come up with innovative, creative ideas. Look, I refuse to believe that we can't do something about the violence that exists. Last year, 1,000+ people killed in Cook County, the highest number in 27 years. 81% of the people killed were African American, 15% were Latinos. We got to do something about that. It's a major crisis. Young African American men are being killed and left out.
Every day, all day.
Yes. Well, we got some callers on the line, and I'm sure they got some issues that they'd like to find out how you would handle as Cook County Board President. Del, do you want to take a couple callers?
779-801. You're live on the Female Solution Grand Rising. Where are you calling from? What's your name and what's your comment for Richard Boykin?
Grand Rising. This is Maika, a former resident of Chicago. Now I'm in Kankakee County. And you just actually, Mr. Boykin, you actually just spoke to my question, because I had heard recently that the state's attorney, Kim Fox, the mayor, and the Cook County Board President did not communicate. And my question was in relationship to how important was that for communications to go on between the different levels of government in terms of addressing things like crime and poverty and housing and inequities. But you just actually spoke to it, so thank you.
Well, thank you very much for listening in, and thank you for calling. But you know, communication is essential to the soul. Without communication, we can't get anything done.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, so the reality of it is that when you have the mayor and the chief executive of the county and they don't speak, I mean, because they don't like each other, because they ran against each other for mayor. Oh, by the way, maybe the president of the county board doesn't even want to be president because she wants to be mayor. She did run for mayor 3 years ago. So the reality of it is that you got to communicate. I don't care who's sitting in the seat. You got to communicate with that person. You got to do it in the best interest of the residents of Cook County. Chicago is in Cook County. It's the largest municipality in Cook County. And so, yes, I will communicate with the mayor. We'll work together on solutions within the first 30 days of taking office. I will set up a public safety stakeholder meeting with all of those people that I'm talking about, the sheriff, the state's attorney, the chief judge for the courts, the clerk of the circuit court. All of these folks, we will set up this meeting. I'm also going to invite the mayor of Chicago, the superintendent of police. I'm going to invite the governor. I'm going to invite the state police chairman for the state police. Everybody's got to be in the same room. We got to all talk about, hey, how can we bring this violence down? This is what our budget is for violence prevention. What's your budget? How can we all work together? How can we do programming together? of wearing this thing together. We got to roll this boat forward. This violence is costing Chicago and Cook County billions of dollars every year. Billions of dollars. But even if you don't look at the dollars, what about the lives lost? What about all these mothers and fathers who are crying every single day because they lost their loved one? What about that? So, yeah, we got to communicate. And we will collaborate, communicate. We'll do whatever it takes, because one thing about it, I don't have an ego. The only thing I want to get done is I'm a fixer. I want to fix this problem of violence. I want to make sure we expand our business space. I want to make things affordable for people who are living in Cook County. I want to strengthen our physical body and our mental health. I will do all of that, but I'm going to do it together with the people of Cook County. That's why we got to have a mandate on Election Day. I'm asking people to get out and vote, 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 as if your life depended on it. The election's June 28th. There are people who don't want you to vote, don't want you to participate in the process, because it benefits them when you don't vote.
Two things I wanted to ask. First of all, in terms of communication, has anyone spoken to those who have fallen into the system and are serving time to get their perspective as to why crimes were committed? I think we assume a lot and don't really ask. Is there a way to have a forum inside the Cook County facilities to talk to people and find out, what is the pattern? Is it, as you mentioned, not enough support in the home, economic distress? Is it idleness? Is it boredom? Is it stimulation from violent video games? I mean, what is the pattern that we can determine causes what is the root cause of the crime?
It's systemic.
It's systemic, and it's not just Cook County. I mean, we our hosts from London, England on Saturday, they have the same problem there. This is global. Something is happening, and we have to figure out what is the root of it, so that we can get rid of the root. So is there a way to talk to the people that have actually made these bad decisions to commit crimes and find out where are they hurting? And number two, when it comes to voting, are those who are serving time in Cook County Jail, are they eligible to vote? And what access are they being given to participate as citizens while they're awaiting trial? Can you address those two things?
Yes, I'll take the last question first. Yes, people are in Cook County Jail given access to vote. They bring the voting machine to the jail. They sign up people who are not registered. I want to commend Rainbow Push.
Really?
And his organization for going into the jail, get people registered to vote.
Wow.
I've been there with them, when he does his Christmas program there, and he also does a voter registration drive as well during that. But I'm sure people are going in there, and I'll check with his folks, Betty Magnus and Reverend and that, to make sure that they are in fact doing that. But the other thing in terms of talking to the young people or talking to people who are currently awaiting trial, I did that when I was a county commissioner back in 2014, through 18. The problem with the last 2 years, as you well know, is that COVID doesn't allow for that, the ability to actually go into juvenile temporary detention center and actually convene a group of young people and say, hey, look, why are you here? What could have been done differently to keep you out of the system? A lot of times what I've heard from young people, is that opportunity, that, they would have had a different opportunity. They would have made a different choice. Some of it's poverty driven. Some of it's, again, parents, single parents who are busy trying to make ends meet, working 2 and 3 jobs, but actually who's raising that kid at home? Or those kids are raising themselves, or the streets are raising them. A lot of the fathers are not in the kids' lives, and so some of the fathers are in jail, and so the cycle continues to, repeat itself. So we gotta attack it from all angles, all sides. I do believe that the church has a role to play. Businesses have a role to play. Government has a role to play. And so that's why I would leverage my position in this office and the prestige of it to say to people, young people, that you can do anything that your heart desires. I grew up in Inglewood. Inglewood's one of the toughest communities. I came out of Inglewood, went off to college, went off to law school, became a lawyer, and now president of the county board. There's nothing that you can't do that you don't put your mind to. But we're going to make sure that we invest in these communities that have the highest incidence of poverty, unemployment, all of these things, to make sure that these young people don't become a statistic or part of the system. I mean, it breaks my heart, to cut on the news and see some young person killed or some young person carjacking somebody and that sort of thing. I mean, there has to be some consequences too. If you steal anything under $1,000 in Cook County, the state's attorney's not going to prosecute. So you have rings of people who say, to a young person, you can go in and steal that stuff as long as it's under $1,000, you're good to go. All they're going to do is write you a ticket, you're not going to jail. Although the state legislature allows the prosecutors to prosecute between 300 and 1,000. So, but she sent a signal that she's not going to prosecute anybody who's caught stealing stuff under 1,000. So if you steal something $9.99, you'll get safe, I guess. So
wow.
It's a wrong signal to the criminal element. Police are frustrated. They don't feel appreciated. The county board 2 years ago voted to defund the sheriff's police, and I know they'll run away from that vote because many of them have. But it's true. 2 years ago, they voted to defund the police, the sheriff's police.
Wow.
What did they do? They shifted 4% or 5% of the sheriff's budget social programs. I support social programs. I support mental health. I support trauma treatment. I support all of that. But I don't support shifting resources from the sheriff to pay for that. Look, that's like robbing Peter to pay Paul.
Amen.
And
And we do enough of that on our own, in the privacy of our own homes. Now, you talked about social programs and mental health. I've got to talk about the homeless situation, because when we went on the tour with Dr. Willie Wilson, where he's going out touring the city where the tent cities are and the homeless residents, it just amazes me how so much money can be spent on other things other than being sure about the safety of our homeless population, which is all over the world. It's not just in Chicago. Had my little brother not been murdered in Tent City in February of 2019, I would have never known about the plight of the homeless. I mean, I see it, but you don't see it because, we've got these blinders on. But because he was murdered, it brought to my attention the plight of the homeless and how it's growing. And it is such an issue with the city of Chicago. What can the board do for Cook County to help find homes or housing? We've got all these vacant buildings. We've got all these churches. We've got all of these resources that are available to us, and we still have this magnitude of homelessness. Can you please address that?
So you're exactly right. And you do know I was with you on that tour where we went to Tent City. We went to viaducts where people were living in tents under the viaducts and handed out resources to them, to help them, at least for that moment, to get through. What we can do, and county government has an obligation here to help the homeless. Again, county government is the government for the least of these, the poorest of the poor, the neediest of our residents. What we got to do is we got to as you mentioned, we got the land bank, we got all of these vacant lots and things like that. Look, we got to put up some structures to help these folks who are homeless. Now, county, we can partner with folks from the single room occupancy world who specialize in, having places for people, single room housing. And so that's one of the things that I'd like to do, but I'd also like to work with our Cook County Housing Department to figure out how we can do more Cook County housing to get people off the streets and into these structures. A lot of it breaks your heart because when you look at a lot of these people, you've got a lot of veterans.
Yes.
And that should not be. That should not be. I mean, folks who serve this country, we have to make sure that they are in fact taken care of. And so, we would aggressively attack the issue in a way that this current administration has failed to do so. I think as you see prices rise, as you see food prices rise, inflation rise, I think that you will see more and more homelessness, and you'll see more and more people who actually need a helping hand. The reality of it is that we have to have a real sense of urgency to deal with the issues of safety, to deal with the issues of homelessness, to deal with the issues of health care. But one of my things is that, this administration has failed to even close the gap on health disparities. And health disparities have kept growing worse in the last 10 years.
Yes.
In terms of inequities. When you look at African-American health, African Americans are the least healthiest people in the world, in the country, in America. And here in Cook County, we lead the way in terms of high blood pressure, heart disease, diabetes, prostate cancer for men, breast cancer for women. You name it, we lead in all the negative statistical categories. And then here, I'll give you this one for free. There's a 30-year life expectancy gap between somebody who lives in Inglewood and somebody who lives in Streeterville.
Wow.
How close Inglewood is to downtown. It's a 30-year life expectancy gap. Same for Austin on the west side. So what I'm saying to you, if you live in Inglewood, you will die 30 years before the person who lives downtown Chicago.
Wow.
That's only a few miles separated.
Right. That's startling.
What I'm saying to you is that because of the social factors and all of these things, your life expectancy is much less in Inglewood, Austin than it is downtown. That shouldn't be. Everybody ought to have a good life in Cook County. We'll make sure that we got the best, health care, the best mental health, the best nutrition, all of these things, get the lead out of the water. We're going to do all of these things. So I'm fully committed to that.
I know we got to take a break. I don't know. Are you able to stay with us for the last half hour? Because I got a question about the mental health.
I think you better ask that question now because he has to leave at 8:30 and it's 8:30 now. Okay,
well, quickly, maybe you can answer this question. I see a need for us to perhaps, it can come through the Cook County health system, but there's a massive need for mental health. And I believe that a lot of the crime is rooted in mental health, and even also some of the poor decisions from some of our lawmakers. They're under tremendous strain, and I believe that their mental health needs are not being addressed because, and we've been told by some who are in law enforcement that if you seek mental health treatment, that's kind of a strike against your competency. So you have a lot of people who are really suffering from post-traumatic stress disorder from the job of being a law enforcement officer that really need some help. How can we address that? How can we make mental health a priority for those who are doing that very stressful job, to make sure that if they need to take some time off, get some counseling, get some therapy, if they've gone through some trauma on the job, that they get it and not be stigmatized? And how can we also make sure that those who are committing crime are properly assessed if what their real problem is a mental health crisis as opposed to just willful hurting people, that they really need some therapy, some counseling, some mental health care? How can we do that, and how can the county do that so that we can address that crisis?
Good question. Excellent question.
Well, the county has to make it a priority. The county has to make it a priority. The executive has to say that this is a priority for the county. To make sure that we invest in mental health and trauma care, and to make sure that we expand. What I would do is expand specialty courts, right? Look with the chief judge. We got the drug court, we have the mental health court, we have the veterans court. But I would expand the mental health portion of the court system. Right? I mean, we don't want people who are committing crimes just because they have a mental illness to go into the correctional system. We want them to go get treatment, right? If somebody's a drug addict and they're experiencing drug addiction, I don't want to send them to the Cook County Jail. I want to send them, give them a diversion program and send them to treatment so that we can help that person become whole. And I also want the person to make restitution for the crime that they committed. So it's not like a deal where, you know, you're going to say, okay, well, I got mental illness and I committed this crime, so I get off scot-free. No way. No way. That's not going to happen. And under Richard Boykin, it won't happen. There is a consequence for crime. And if there is no consequence, then we don't have a county. So, but if somebody's sick, we got to take care of that sickness, and then they can make restitution for whatever crime they committed. And so we will expand those kinds of courts. We'll put the right kind of investment into mental health programs. I think it's vitally important. So many people in our community have been traumatized. And then I'll leave you with this: hurt people, free people, free people.
Yes.
And so if you're hurt, then you're constantly going to hurt somebody else. So if somebody's hurt, we got to get them the healing that they need so they can become free, liberated. And that's what we do. And that's what county government should be about doing, helping people. There's a great book I want to commend to you all, because I know you all are great readers. It's written by David Ansell. It's called How Inequality Kills. It's the Death Gap is the title of the book. It's all about Cook County. This guy lived at the county hospital. And he wrote this book about, you know, the inequities in Cook County and how it kills people. And so I commend that book to you all. And, you know, I've learned some nice life lessons from it. So
what's the name? What's the author's name again?
And the name of the book?
Yes.
Inequality Kills. It's called The Death Gap.
The Death Gap.
It's written by Dr. David A. Ansell, Ansell. I commend that book to you, your listeners, and it's a good book.
I will definitely post that. Deborah, I see you've got to go. Deborah Smith says, Attorney Boykin, thank you for being here. Much success. We appreciate you.
Keep me in their prayers and go to my website and help us out. It takes money to win these races.
Yes, it does. And as you
for KwikClick.com.
And that is absolutely correct. I've had it up here. The banners are all the time that we've been on the air, and that is Richard Boykin for KwikClick.com. I will put all the updates on our blog, zeldaspeaks.wordpress.com. I want to thank you for so much taking the time and spending a little time extra with us this morning. We're going to continue the show, and we're going to talk about you and some of the wonderful things that you mentioned that we didn't get a chance to touch on because you have to go, and we understand that, but we appreciate you. Any last comments, Naima?
Well, I just want to remind those who have not registered to make sure that they are registered to vote and are prepared, and that they stay tuned to the Female Solution Global Radio TV show. We'll certainly keep you all abreast. And Attorney Richard Boykin, we want to thank you for your time and attention to raising these issues that everybody's concerned about, but a lot of people didn't know who's responsible to actually make these things happen. So thank you for letting us know. It's Cook County.
I love you both. And thank you for all the knowledge that you're spreading. Thank you for helping to liberate people. Education is liberation. Thank you for all that you do. And Zelda, thank you for traversing the CTA train everywhere else with Dr. Willie Wilson. And so, thank you for all that you all do.
Thank you so much.
You're like that city set upon a hill whose light cannot be hidden. Nor do men light a lamp and put it underneath the bed, but rather they put it on a lampstand so everybody in the house can see the way.
All right now.
Thank you so much.
God bless you.
God bless you too. June 28th, people, mark your calendar. That's the day to go. Richard Boykin for KwikClick.com, and all the updates will be on my website, on my blog, zeldaspeaks.wordpress.com. We're going to take your calls when we come back. 515-605-9325. Press 1 to speak, and we'll be right back. So you stay close. Thank you, Attorney Boykin.
I'm Naima Latif, executive producer of the Female Solution Global Radio TV show. We are a part of the online network of Associated Internet Radio hosts. On Air. On Air empowers you with transformative news and interactive radio TV shows. This is such a wonderful time to be alive and to see our human family coming together as one community as a result of that powerful tool, the internet. We can now talk directly to each other all over the world. There's no need for conflict or misunderstanding. There's no need for violence to solve our differences. We can talk to each other face to face until we reach an agreement. On Air offers a fantastic global guide to communicators from all over the world who are using their internet platforms to inspire us to strive to be our best selves in order to become the kind, compassionate, loving people we were all born to be. Once we do that, we'll see planet Earth transformed into a place of peace. Subscribe to the recommended YouTube channels, Facebook pages, and podcasts created by these Voices of Enlightenment. On Air provides daily news briefs and a weekly magazine to keep you abreast of events and opportunities. On Air news affiliates in television, radio, and print share information, insight, and interviews with notable personalities. Go to OnAirEverywhere.com for a daily dose of uplifting news. We're on air everywhere, online all the time. Do you worry about finances, family, health, jobs, relationships? Are you in pain? Do you feel stuck? If you answer yes to any of these questions, help is available. Don't worry, you're not alone. It's part of the human process. You only feel this way because you haven't mastered the voices in your head. No hype, just down-to-earth, solid, workable tools and techniques that you can practice daily. It's really food for the soul. Maybe you want to learn how not to worry about anything. Reverse type 2 diabetes, publish a book, promote your product or service, or just make extra money. To take advantage of the deal of the day, go to zeldaspeaks.com or call 312-409-6619. Mention promo code The Female Solution and get free shipping. That's zeldaspeaks.com or 312-409-6619. Stop worrying today. Visit zeldaspeaks.com.
Welcome to KwikClick, where customers can buy, share, and earn. Meet Sam. Sam owns an e-commerce business that sells athletic shoes and running gear. Sam wants to increase her sales without increasing marketing spend, so she decides to list her products on KwikClick. On KwikClick, her loyal customers can get paid for sharing her products with their friends. Sam uploads her products to the marketplace, just like she would on Amazon or Shopify. Meet Laura. Laura is in the market for a new pair of shoes and comes across Sam's brand on the KwikClick marketplace. Laura is able to purchase the shoes and check out like she would on any other e-commerce site. After purchasing, Laura receives a unique Quick link that she can share with friends to begin earning quick cash. Her friend Jessica opens Laura's KwikClick on her phone and purchases the pair of shoes. Because Jessica purchases using Laura's KwikClick, Laura receives quick cash in her account. After purchasing, Jessica can now share her own KwikClick and begin earning quick cash as well. But KwikClick is more than just your typical referral or affiliate platform. KwikClick rewards customers for sales they directly and indirectly influence. So, for every sale Jessica's new KwikClick makes, Laura will earn additional quick cash as well, making the potential for earning exponential. Laura and Jessica can transfer their quick cash balance to their bank account at any time, or can even use quick cash to make additional purchases in the app. Meanwhile, Sam can just watch as the sales roll in. Best of all, she doesn't have to worry about costs, since she is only spending marketing dollars when actual purchases are made. Start buying, sharing, and earning today at KwikClick.com.
And if you want more information, info at higherlearningnetwork.org. Now, I must share this with you because when I say we, I mean the higherlearningnetwork.org, in which I work with, is the media producer. We had been looking for ways to raise funds for this nonprofit. And it's always a challenge raising funds for our programs, for the Teen Talent Contest, the Global Virtual Teen Talent Contest that is every last Saturday of the month at 12 noon Central Standard Time, and as well as our homeless project where we buy heaters, charcoal, butane, food, whatever they need at Tent City. We do this to raise money. So when you go on this new site, KwikClick, I say it's the alternative to Amazon. You shop, but you don't get anything in return except for the product that you order. You have the ability to earn income. And when I went to our accountant and saw it, I was like, oh, we got money. Yes. So keep coming. And the only two things that we've purchased is the NONI juice, in which I use daily because it's great for the immune system. And it also helped me build some broken bones when I had an accident. And this cocoa. This is vanilla bean cocoa. Never had cocoa like that in my life. And I ordered so much, I had no idea that all these big bags, I'm like, we can't drink all this cocoa. So I decided to go to Dollar Tree and get some cups and take them, just some hot chocolate, just anything that you can do to help the homeless. Because you don't never know, if people, you were one check away from being homeless. So, and I cannot tell you how much we have received as a result of giving. It's not always money, but resources and time and things that you need. It just comes to you. So if you're having a physical, that's a physical challenge of finances, give away what you have. I didn't say give it all away. Don't get put out on the street and you become homeless, but give. And I cannot tell you, it just keeps coming. It keeps coming. So I am so happy to be able to share this with you so you can share in the proceeds from it as well. So go to higherlearningnetwork.org. You'll see the information. And if you want to chat, you can always call us at 312-409-6619. Or you can also go to our Linktree page. And that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. What do you think, Naima?
I was telling my sisters who were both in town, one from Florida, the other from Boston, and they were speaking of their various health challenges. And I said, oh, I got just the thing for you. Let me get this NONI juice to you, because you've been talking about how it healed. I think you broke your ankle.
Yes.
And so my sister was
out of the cast 2 weeks before. They tell you 4 to 6 weeks to heal.
Yes. Yeah.
I was off the cast in 4 weeks. Yeah.
I was telling my sister in Boston who's going to have some foot surgery, and then my other sister who's got knee problems, foot problems. I said, let me hook you up with my sister.
Yeah.
Zelda, who's got this NONI juice, and she's been talking about how it works. What I see, a lot of people, I guess they're transitioning to understanding how many of the natural things that are there are so much more effective than a lot of these pharmaceutical products that you have to take forever, the rest of your life, and you never really get rid of the problem. And because it's putting
a Band-Aid on it.
Yeah, putting the Band-Aid on a problem.
On a bleeding issue.
And not healing it. And then, when you're taking these products, they really damage your liver over time, because your liver detoxifies your body. But we keep putting toxic pharmaceutical processed products into your system, you're going to overtax your liver, and then you got liver problems and kidney problems, and end up on dialysis and all that. But if you can take something like NONI juice, which can help heal your body without adding toxins to your body, that just makes so much more sense.
Yes, it does.
So yeah, I'm gonna definitely have to go online. Well, I'm gonna hook it up so we just buy it, and I'll send it to you. Y'all, then once they use it, then they will understand it works.
You will see the difference in the quality of life. You'll feel better because we have a tendency to get up and eat bacon and eggs in the morning. This is the worst thing on the planet you can eat. But we didn't know that. We didn't know. We didn't know about dairy. We didn't know about the pork. We didn't know. And we still. I have a friend who's a skater who has had surgery on both eyes. And I asked him, what did he eat typically for breakfast? And when he told me pork sausages, I was like, okay, so that's one of the reasons why your blood pressure is up and it's affecting your eyes. We all do something. I'm not here to shame on anybody because we all got our issues.
But if you know better, you do better.
But when you know better, you should do better. If you want to be here.
Yeah, if you want to live life more abundantly, I mean, if you want to have a good quality of life, then take care of this beautiful vessel you've been given to live in, and all you need to do, if you put the right things in it, it'll take care of you. It'll regenerate life. I mean, we've been talking about the normal life expectancy is 120 years old.
Right. And people are living here at 56.
Yeah.
Haven't even lived half. Oh, Lord have mercy.
So, I mean, sometimes your job is done that you came here to do, and you go, okay, I'm ready to leave, and that's fine. Yeah. But really, if you want to stick around, the lifespan for someone who takes proper care of their body is 120 years old. And then when you leave, you're not leaving here sick. You're just like, okay, I've had enough. I've been here a century and more. Okay, I've seen enough. I'm ready to leave. And you just kind of pass on out. You don't have to suffer your way out of here. And you can learn all these wonderful things. You got a whole 120 years of, family members, generations, and all these kinds of things. And then when you're ready to leave, you can quietly leave, peacefully leave, without suffering your way out of here. That's how life should be.
Because you see so many people suffering, and it's needlessly, because we don't have the information that we need. And they say, well, I can't afford this and I can't afford that. You can afford anything you think you can, but it all begins in here. You've been conditioned to think that you can.
Yes.
Where do all the big box stores come first? To our communities.
Yes.
They know there's money there.
They know there's money there, and they know we tend to think poverty. Well, I need to get stuff cheap. So that's what they create, something cheap. One of the issues with Whole Foods, people felt like it costs too much. I'm spending all this money for this fresh fruit and vegetables. I don't know how we fix that situation, because I understand people are on a budget, and I understand that the store, they have their budget, how much they want to pay their workers, how much they have to spend to import their foods. I don't know if they're using local farmers, and maybe if they were, that could cut costs. I don't know what the budget issues were, but ultimately the shopping habits of the community that Whole Foods came into didn't mix with the prices they were charging, and so they couldn't stay. And so we got to take a look at that. And maybe what we should do is develop more cooperative ventures where the people own the local stores. So you're buying from yourself. We need to have more circulating dollars. If we're buying from the local farmers and we're collectively owning the stores, and we're buying from the stores, and we're able to work it out mathematically where people can buy at a rate that fits their budget and their income, I believe we can have thriving neighborhoods everywhere. We really can. But one thing that Richard Boykin was saying about the whole Cook County system and the health system, I'm wondering, is there a way we can have our hospitals be more in tune with the health care and the practices that we've been introducing on our shows? Energy healing, natural, holistic healing, proper diet, breathing, the things that heal, being out in nature, getting more sunshine, you know, the things that keep your body healthy. He spoke about how many people died from COVID because their bodies were not healthy. Well, if the only way we've been given to maintain health is more drugs being pushed by our hospitals, then we're really not promoting health. So I'm wondering if there is a way we can have the doctors and the hospitals be in tune with real health and not pushing products so somebody can make a profit off our sickness.
Well, I just wonder if that will happen during our lifetime, because now that we know how the system works, doctors are paid for writing prescriptions and so on and so forth. And that's not to knock the medical profession. It's just the truth.
Yeah. I mean, and it's hard when they know that something should change, but they don't really have, unless they leave the hospital, start their own practice, you know, they don't have a way to get out of the system because they're expected to follow what they've been taught you're supposed to do in medical school.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a challenge to be innovative and to do something different, even though you know the different thing is better, but it's not supported by insurance companies because you got all of that whole system. If you want your medical care to be paid for by your insurance, you have to do what the doctors tell you, which is to buy the drugs. And they'll pay for that, but they're not going to pay for, I mean, I think a lot of chiropractic practitioners, you know, a lot of insurances don't cover those kind of things. A lot of the energy healing type of methods not covered by insurance, you know. So unless we financially support the real health care and the real healing practice, until our intention is to heal and not make money off of sickness, we're going to keep having this conflict. So we have to change the intention, and that's really where it starts. I think we got a call here, 773-977. You're going to take that caller on the
773-977. You're live on the Female Solution. Grand Rising.
Good morning. This is Lois here in Chicago, Illinois, in the South Shore area.
Hi, Lois.
You know, how's everybody today? You know, God is good to us.
All the time.
I'm still here. Thank you, Jesus. Anyway, I have I had a question for Attorney Norkin, and I would like to get his information again, because I wonder why our young people are not given the right to a speedy trial, number one, and why they are being held incarcerated so long awaiting trial. And it seems that the state attorney, Alvarez, is the one who really initiated most of the actions that are still going on today.
Mm-hmm. That's why she's gone.
Totally ignored by Kim Fox. So I wanted to ask him, you know, why are they given the rights whenever a child commits a crime at 16 years old and they've never been in trouble before? So they have the right to what's called a speedy trial. And a speedy trial consists of no more than 6 months. We have young people incarcerated as we speak, including one of my grandsons. All these young men at 16 years old during the time McDonald was killed by the police officer. And these people are still in jail today awaiting trial.
Yeah.
And in the meantime, they've accused them of other crimes while they were incarcerated and taken to court for that, and they claim, time served. But the people have been in jail all this time awaiting trial for murder, for even minor little things. One thing they told me then for having 3 marijuana joints. And he's been 3 years for 3 marijuana joints when marijuana was supposed to be legal. Yeah. So, anyway, that's what I wanted to talk to you about, but and I want to say that NONI views and that's just what leave all these women solutions wrong.
I'm going to see him tomorrow at the Dr. Willie Wilson press conference tomorrow morning. I will ask him that question, Lois.
Yeah, that is a critical issue because a lot of people are in jail waiting for trial, and you can end up in jail for 2-3 years,
right?
And still haven't been to trial.
Right. Still haven't been to trial. Okay, let's play the ending. For those who are listening, 515-605-9325. Press 1 to speak. Press 1 to speak now because we're going to go into the after show. And I've got to play this ending. So just hold on. We'll be right back.
Your copy of the book, The Female Solution. On behalf of our team of radio hosts, I I'd like to thank
Yada says, thank you, ladies, sisters, for an enlightening, inspiring show. Hospitals are businesses, and in it to make money, profit. We need birthing centers and health centers outside that system.
in China, Shishay,
That's another question.
India, Mandala,
Oh, we're not
Kamsahamnida.
Russia, Spasiba,
Spasiba.
Germany, Danke,
Danke.
Poland, Dziękuję,
Dziękuję.
France, Merci,
Merci.
Spain, Gracias,
Gracias.
Italy, Grazie,
Gracias.
Egypt, Shukran,
Shukran.
Ghana, Madasi,
Gracias.
Nigeria, Eshe,
Shin.
South Africa, Niamanga,
Yabonga.
Senegal, Jeret,
Deret.
Kenya, Asante,
Asante.
Israel, Sudan,
Toda.
Pakistan, Shukriya,
Shukriya.
Afghanistan, Tashakur,
Tashakur.
Saudi Arabia, Shukran,
Shukran.
Assalamu
Assalamu alaikum.
alaikum. Thank you. And may peace be upon you and the mercy of God and God's blessings.
And that was the voice of our executive producer, Naima Latif, who is here with the after show, which begins at 9 a.m. This is the after show, sometimes better than the show. That's where it really started getting good. It's like, no, we doing the after show today. Our sister Vieta from Soul Purpose Healing on Sunday nights and on Friday,
health and well-being.
Health and well-being with Vieta. Go back to the archive. You got to hear last night's show. You got to hear. You got to hear. Talking about Kevin Samuels and duality. You got to hear. You got to hear. Both of you sisters are wearing your best colors today. Keep shining your light. Thank you, Vieta. And thank you for shining your light last night. I learned a lot listening to that show. That was powerful.
That was interesting. And I like what Vieta said about the birthing centers, and I just recently found out, because cesarean section births, they pay the doctors more money for that than if you have natural birth. So a whole lot of C-sections that they do are unnecessary. And birth really is not a hospital procedure. It's been happening for millions of years. The babies will come out. It's a natural process. And what we've been having, home births used to be the norm, because
they found out a way to make money.
They found out a way to make money
off of women giving birth. Yeah.
Really, coming into this world and going out of this world, you don't need to be in a hospital. You can leave here in your house and you can come here in your house. Everything does not have to be a hospital procedure. And yet they make it that way so they can get paid. So they hook you up to all these machines and everything, and all the electrodes on your body and whatnot, and monitoring your heart and all that. And then half the time they find a way to either give you some drugs or something where it has to be a medical procedure. I had natural childbirth, and I realized everybody's body is different. I did not suffer through childbirth. I did not. I was halfway there, but I got to the hospital. I didn't even realize I was halfway dilated, because I happened to have a doctor's appointment that afternoon, and he told me, "You're dilated 5 centimeters. What are you doing? Get to the hospital now. I'll meet you there. But you don't stop. Don't eat. Go." Because I didn't know what labor felt like. I thought it was gonna be this earth-shattering pain. It wasn't for me. Now some women, they really suffered through it. But
that's what my sister said. She said they just popped out. She had 3 of them. I was like, what?
Just pop on out, and you're like, oh, I had a baby.
That's funny.
It doesn't have to be this major hospital production, that they make it be. If you do things right, and I do believe we do need more birthing centers where they deal with the mood of the woman. If I could do it all over, I'd have me some jazz music, some George Benson and Al Jarreau playing some nice, soft lights and the whole thing. Maybe some nature sounds. You want your mind and body to be calm and peaceful, because that's what you want to give.
Tinkerbell and Fagala would be chatting in the background.
Yeah, give me some bird sounds, Yeah. And that's how you're supposed to bring life. We have nature in the background. Yeah, y'all talk to me while I'm giving birth to this baby. Yeah. Tinkerbell, Fagala, give me some song,
Do your thing. Do your thing.
Yeah, do your thing. That's how if I had to do over, that's how, because now I know. Now I am glad that my obstetrician was not one of those slap you into life kind of people. Because why would you have your first sensation be an act of violence?
A life experience upside the head. No.
Yeah. And you can he massaged my daughter until she, and she actually, she was always very peaceful. She was not a crier. And I'm glad I did not create trauma for her. The first sensation, it was a gentle massage, and then she started, crying, and then her color came into her skin. That's how it's supposed to be. It's not supposed to be shock, pain, and lights flashing on your face, and it's just awful, cold. It's supposed to be a peaceful.
Telling you to push.
How at you. No, it's not. So
at you. That's the exact reason why I did not have children, and I'm admitting that today. I was scared to death.
Yeah, what was traumatizing.
Yeah, it was traumatizing. Everybody's screaming and hollering. I was like, why would I want to go through that?
So if our county facilities could be staffed by people who have a better understanding of the atmosphere that should exist when we're bringing forth life, and we can start out peacefully as opposed to a violent beginning to life. It doesn't have to be that way.
Just like they have all these COVID centers have popped up now. Birthing centers popped up like that.
That's what we got to do. We have to create that. We have to
put hospitals out of business. We ain't gonna put them out of business, but we'll put a dent in their revenue.
We're gonna take away that child part.
This is the female solution. We got it. We're giving that power away to the institutions that do not have your best interest at heart. No.
Hey, chain of female solution birthing centers. That's the.
Ooh.
All right. Okay, Beata, we gonna work on this now.
Okay, yeah.
Put that thought out there. We birthing centers, because the whole thing in bringing forth life, the intention has to be for the well-being of all involved, not how can I rack up a big bill that you're gonna have to pay, or your insurance paid. If you got insurance, I'm gonna do even more procedures. I'm gonna give you a C-section. I'm gonna prescribe a bunch of drugs. And then I'm gonna put you on baby formula. So all these things we can keep getting paid.
Milk come out of a can, kill your baby from day one.
And that's what we have to end and really start out life.
Yeah, or they put it in plastic. Either one. And you wonder why you have so many health issues.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, it is. Go right ahead, Micah.
Yeah, I just wanted to say, they made pregnancy a disease. That's when the hospital thing intervened.
Oh, wow.
Pregnancy a disease. There you go.
Pregnancy is a natural phenomena of nature. You see it all around you with the birds and the bees.
Yes.
And everything. It's just natural. And I agree, we do need birthing centers. There are a number of institutions that we as females need to create, like gestation centers also, where families can come in with the mother and she can be nurtured, where you teach the father how to massage her. And you said, physics, you got aromatherapy, you got colors that
Yes, ma'am.
To enhance relaxation and a calm beam. You have some EFT up in there and resolve issues, things that will help to make the mother focus more on her infant or her fetus in a loving manner. That's so important.
Yes.
So I totally agree. And birthing centers are necessary. Not only doulas, and doulas need to be equipped to be midwives also. If the mother decides to have a baby at the birthing center. And so we have a lot of work ahead of us as females.
Yes, we do.
Those institutions, those are initiating those contribution that we need to develop ourselves.
Yes.
We got to do it because the ideas come to us. Well, Mike, you know, we've been talking about even.
Baba Palmer said it. We are the ones we've been waiting for.
We are the ones we've been waiting for. We know, Mike, we've been talking about even having a program where people prepare for conception, because even that has to be done in the right atmosphere. And if it's not out right, you know, with the right atmosphere, the music, the aromas and all that, the massage, then even the conception happens in a loving, peaceful atmosphere. And so the very beginning is the way it should be. And in order for us to do this, we have to change our attitudes about sexuality. And we've been talking about this a lot, you know, when I know one of the things, my sisters and I will probably be on our Three Black Moms show. We'll probably be talking about that Roe versus Wade issue that's going to come up in the Supreme Court. They're saying they want to overturn it. But I think the whole abortion issue, if you remove the reasons why people are getting abortion, then there will be no abortion. What are the reasons? Part of it is how we shame and blame somebody if they get pregnant and they're not married, and then maybe they are still young and haven't finished school. So there's that issue. So let's remove that. Number two, it is not enough economic resources to take care of someone once they get pregnant. They don't have money, they don't have insurance, and so they're afraid they're not going to be able to take care of the child. That's another issue. Let's take care of that. You know, provide a means for people to live and not have to live that in fear they're going to be out in the cold with a baby struggling and sleeping on the ground.
Because you see a lot of that. I see a lot of that on Instagram.
Yeah, and what's another reason why people get abortions? Well, you know, they've been molested, raped, you know, against their will.
Lack of female education designed to teach females to know themselves. That's missing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is. And we can't wait on the system to do it. We've got to do it.
We've got to do it.
Because the system could care less. The system cares about making money. Vieta Robinson says, need to find trained midwives in your area who would like to create the birth centers and brainwash to make it happen. So are you saying we need to brainwash them? Vieta, is that what you're saying?
Or re-educate. Is that the
re-educate? Okay. Okay.
I think she said brainstorm. I think that's what she said.
Oh, brainstorm to make it happen. Okay.
Thank you, Mike. Brainstorm is a bit of a difference.
All righty now. Deborah Smith says, do we have all of these issues with sexualities, birthing, and the whole process because men don't physically experience it?
Right. Yeah, they're lacking in a lot of empathy.
You are right on target.
Don't experience the process.
Most people didn't create for them to experience, but they could be a part of it. We can incorporate and bring them in so that they're a part of it, and they can begin to open their emotions so they can feel what their mate is feeling they're going through.
You know, every man that I've talked to that was in the room when the mother of their child gave birth, it was a very emotional experience. And as Mom said, they cried. I mean, it was overwhelming. Now, you know, in the past, they would put the men out the room and you in the waiting room and the women's in there and you don't come in all over. So you don't know what that experience was like. They just recently started having men be in the room with the woman when she's giving birth.
He should be. He planted the seeds. Why wouldn't he be there?
See the whole thing. See the whole process.
They don't experience that.
They do. They need to experience.
When he's ready before his 6 weeks is up, he can remember why what's going on down there is going on.
Right. Understand the whole. She went through a whole metamorphosis right there. You know.
Yeah.
So respect what the woman who is carrying your seed, her body goes through this whole transformation, and she's literally putting her life on the line because childbirth, you know, it can get tricky. You know, you have issues happen. You know, breech birth. You have to try to turn a child around, so things can happen. And you do need maybe hospitals on standby if there is an issue. But if it's a normal birth, don't try to make it like you say, Mike, a disease or something you got to treat with some medication. It's a natural process. So if we can keep it that way, but definitely men need to be involved in it, and women need to know their bodies better. How do you have an accidental pregnancy? It's because no one ever taught you how to determine when you are fertile. Now, if we got all this shame about our sexuality, so that nobody ever talks about it, nobody ever says, well, this is what happens when you're fertile. You're going to feel this, you're going to see that. How come every other female on the species knows her body, knows when she's coming into fertility, except for human beings? That's something backwards about that.
And we're supposed to be the smart ones.
And we claim we're the smart ones
than animals.
But you say, well, what day are you fertile? You can give birth. I don't know. I don't know. How come you don't know?
Right.
They might have like clockwork. So we have to teach that.
Yeah, brainstorm is what I meant.
Yeah, we thought.
Many will have to be brainwashed from the old way of pregnancy, and
that's
now
right. You got to wash that old.
We've been trained, run to the hospital for everything.
Yeah.
Don't go in the kitchen and get grandma's remedies, get some herbs, some leaves, some teas. Don't do none of that.
Yeah, run to the hospital.
You need to come to the hospital. No, you don't. That's the furthest thing from the truth. But we've been conditioned to. I look at the things that I learned as a child from the world, but I always go back to what Granny told me about what to keep in the cabbage, your baking soda, your vinegar, your charcoal. You don't need a doctor for that.
Right. Things that can heal.
Learn to trust your body's signals and listen to it. That's why we do the Monday morning mindfulness meditation, so you can begin the process of listening to your body. When my knee hurting, I know you've been on it too long. So sit down, raise your foot up.
Real simple.
Yeah, you're not like Willie Wilson. I'm following him on the campaign trail. He works 16 hours a day. Well, he got a big old staff too, but I can't be on my feet 16 hours a day. I can't.
He's doing something right, because he ain't got a wrinkle in his face, and I know that man is.
Black don't crack. Come on now.
Yeah, that too. But he is doing something right, because he's going and going and going. Ain't got no
He's
wrinkle.
like energized the plane. I asked him, "Do you sleep?" I'll text him sometime at 5:00 in the morning. We got a press conference at 10, and I'm up, got to go to the gym, and it's like he answers right away. He's up. 5:00 every morning.
Yeah.
Every morning. Some mornings I sleep late. I'm sorry. Today was one of them. But some mornings I will try to stay in the bed to 7. That don't always work either. But what can I say? We have been brainwashed, and it is killing us by the dozens. I want to share with you this book that Richard Boykin shared with us that we all need to see. Inequality Kills: The Death Gap by Dr. David Ansel. And I will posting all the information, that the updates from our interview here today on my blog, zeldaspeaks.wordpress.com. So don't think you miss anything, because I always update that there. It is 9:16. We got about 10 more minutes for the show. I'm going to go get me some more tea. Maika and Naima, you all can take it away. I'm going to get some tea.
Well, when we were talking about the birthing centers.
To you that, we need to start strategizing ways to bring some of the homeless people out into the rural areas where they can enjoy the fresh air out here and the nature.
Oh, that might be a their mental health.
They feel that there is a deficit of the city in terms of nature experiences.
That's an idea. I never thought about that.
So if people are living outside anyway,
right, they're already outside.
They could be living outside in a place that is definitely healthier, the clean air. Because if you're living under a viaduct, you breathe in exhaust fumes. Right. How healthy is that? But you're living in this and get the heat probably from the exhaust fumes,
right?
On the cold, but you're on concrete, so that's not healthy. So yeah, that's an excellent idea, Mike. I think.
Yeah.
It would actually be therapeutic for them to be out and
where it's quiet.
And they could be out there where food is growing, instead of having to beg for, some change so you can, buy a bag of chips, which probably ain't healthy. Be out there where the food is growing, and maybe we can combine it with a kind of a work program where they can help the farmers out there. If you're helping pick stuff, you can eat a percentage of it. You can keep a percentage of it for your own food. And it's healthy food because it's grown out of the ground. I think that makes a whole lot of sense. Put those two elements together and give them a chance to be in an environment that is wholesome, healthy, healing, and nutritious.
Right.
So
Therapeutic environment for them that is trying to assist them in healing and getting back on their feet and becoming a contributing part of the society, contributing citizen in the society. Rehabilitation can take place.
yeah,
But our society, they play games with words.
yeah. But now I'm thinking, because I know we had also talked about the idea of people being able to, I guess, work their way into earning a share of the land. I mean, I wouldn't want to call it sharecropping, but something along the lines of, if you work for a certain amount of time, you have earned enough to, buy this plot of land, however, whatever size is suitable for you to live on, have patch enough land to grow food on, build a small structure on. I mean, Beata lives in a tiny house. Doesn't take them a lot of space, but it's beautiful the way she has it decorated. You can live comfortably in a relatively small area and have enough land to grow enough food to take care of yourself. Therefore, the poverty issue is gone, because you don't have to try to figure out how am I going to make money to go and buy some substandard food and make enough money to be able to get a loan to buy a house. Well, maybe you don't need to do any of that. Maybe you can build your own home, your own tiny home with your own hands. Something very simple. Maybe even look for different styles of homes. I mean, I look at Native American, the teepees with the cloth, and it's a mobile home, because they could fold it up and carry it. So maybe we can look at different ways people can create a home, create a space where they could grow food and live independently, live off the grid, because if they're homeless, they're living off the grid anyway, because they don't have light, gas, electric, and none of that. So maybe there's a way to relocate homeless people to the country and have them live in an area that sustains them. I don't know. What are your thoughts on that?
You probably find a lot of them that do enjoy gardening and farming. They've been a part of that and would love to do it, but just don't have the inclination or the drive to do it based on the energy they have to put into just maintaining themselves in a homeless space. But yeah, we can, people love, they obviously are comfortable with being outdoors, so just tent living would be good for them initially.
I think so. And I think the only reason why they're staying in the urban environment, because the homeless lifestyle, it kind of involves, some level of hustle, begging, whatever, to get some basic necessities. But if you were in a rural environment where food was growing already, and so eating wasn't a thing, and what else do you have to do? Well, of course, you got a place to wash, So there's some water.
You have to do hours, right?
Yeah, sanitation. You have to
stores where basic necessities can be provided, on a point system. How much did you contribute today? Like a volunteer program,
yeah.
You get so many credits that you can be using that to get things like soap.
Yeah.
And take care of yourself.
Yeah, you could have a system where you didn't really need money. You, like you say, you have points, credits, whatever, because you can create any means of exchange. I think whatever means of exchange that we create has to be something that's accessible to people. When you have a monetary system and only a small group of people control the money and they decide certain people can't have any, that's what creates poverty. But if we create a system of sharing where you can earn credits to get what you need, with just by contributing your labor towards something, then nobody's poor. Everybody has access to everything they need. There's no crime because nobody has to steal, because they have access to things that they need. Just willing.
But there's an abundance of everything around you. Nature is abundant.
Yeah.
It becomes the mindset. If you're stressed, you just put your feet on the ground, your bare feet on the ground, let that stress go into the earth.
Yes.
And transportation, it can actually be a rural, urban, experience, whereas you have a place in the city if you want to come back, and you have a place in the rural area, when you want to go there and work and give, and then you make a choice. Where do you want to be?
Right.
So it's like growing citizens.
Yeah.
I'm like Michael Jackson. I want to be where you are, Maika.
I want to be where you are. So now I'm looking at my calendar because we've been talking about taking this trip out to Pembroke and kind of scouting the area and getting an idea of where we would create that kind of expansion for those people who, as we've said, are already living outside. But why not be living outside in a beautiful place where there's nature, where there is a community of people who are supportive, where you have all your needs met, whether it's food, clothing, supplies. You can create your own home environment there and not have the feeling that you're impoverished, because nature is abundant and everything in it is abundant. So it's a whole different mindset, and you're also being empowered by growing your own food. So I'm thinking of, I think, what is it, the weekend of the 28th? Yeah, because the 30th is on a Monday. I think that's what is that, Memorial Day? So I don't know if we want to go out there Memorial Day weekend, or maybe the weekend after that, which is in June. What's a good weekend to come out, Maika, that you would suggest if we came out on a Saturday or something like that? Maybe.
Well, May 28th is the Teen Talent Contest.
Oh, okay. So that's the Teen Talent Contest. So the next.
So Juneteenth is coming up in June 16th. So I don't know what that weekend is.
Okay, so the weekend is the 18th.
Remember, you could combine it with.
I think we did mention that because Deborah said, because her show was on the 18th, and I think that isn't the 19th Father's Day or something like that. So if we came out, say if we came out on the 17th, which is Friday, and spent the night and was there on the 18th, that's a thought.
Yeah, that's a thought. June, because the Juneteenth is the 19th. Is the 19th, correct? Yeah. That would be, that might work. June 18th, June 18th. Yeah.
Well, one of the things in Pembroke, there's very little land to purchase in Pembroke because the Hispanics have purchased a whole lot of it, but the prices are astronomical in terms of buying it if it's available. But there are some plots that are available right now, 10 acres, 5 acres.
Yeah.
That's what we would have to have land in order to set this kind of process in motion. So we need to develop a proposal. We can just continue to brainstorm and think about how this would work and create proposals.
Right, and look at some parcels of land that are available for sale. I know they had auctions sometime last year. I think we went down there in 20.
Yeah, we have been in October, but in this area, there's not a lot available. This place is being just taken up by people. They are buying. They're taking it into.
Yeah, they're buying it, but they're not growing anything on it yet. They're just kind of holding it, trying to figure out what to do with it.
You have people doing ranching. They have horses and ranching going on, and some people are, raising chickens and.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Like that, But there's an urban farmer, Clarence Smith, who came out to grow food. But he sells wholesale, and but he's a great farmer. And so you have those farmers, and you have the regular farmers who are from here, the Basuns, Jahari.
Yeah, Deborah said, we want to go out on June 18th. Okay, let's make it happen. All right.
The blueberry picking. We need people out here to pick blueberries.
Sure do. Yeah.
Blueberry season.
Yeah, when does that start? When do they need pickers?
When does that start? When does the berry picking start? I love blueberries. I'll pick some blueberries.
Yeah.
I will pick some. I pick cotton. I can pick blueberries.
I'm not gonna lie. I really don't know, but I'm gonna find out.
Okay.
I can have that information.
Okay.
Yeah. Tell them we're gonna bring a whole core of blueberry pickers with us. We're gonna bring a truckload of blueberry pickers.
Right. So we did that one time, the three of us.
Yeah, we were.
great. That was great. Yeah. So, yeah, Deborah says the 17th, 18th. Yeah, we can make that happen, and we might either rent a van, buy a van, or hire the bus, depending on the people that we bring with us out there.
Yeah, I'd like to do that. Hire a bus. That way we can take more people. We can take some children too.
Yeah. So I'm gonna check with some of my bus people that are in the busing business.
Yes, please check that. And also we can help the homeless. We can continue to help the homeless. Let them get out of urban. And you
take some of them with us too, and then just show them, okay, if you would like to transplant your tent from under that viaduct to here, this is a possibility. And you know what? I'm thinking if we could we'll find what available land there is. I know it's being snatched up, but we might be able to buy some land, put together, I think
of our own and do our own thing and continue to help and grow people, especially, my thing is always the homeless. So we had someone who was nice enough to give us a road cam. Well, I paid for it, but it's a small fee. And they suggested that we ask for donations, and those who give donations over $25 can get one of these. So Deborah, you have donated, so yours is coming. Just know that.
Oh wow!
This is the one for the back of the.
How does that work?
I don't know. I ain't figured it out yet. I haven't. I said that's on my to-do list today. And this is the one that you put on the mirror. Can you see that?
Oh wow!
Okay, so yeah, if you give a donation $25 or more. These are Deborah. One of these is Deborah, so I can't give you these, but I can give you others. Okay, so I just go to our website, higherlearningnetwork.org, and you'll see all the information there. It is 9:30. It is time for us to go. I have a Zoom and I got to go, but I want to thank you all so very much for being with us here today. Go to the website, higherlearningnetwork.org, or our link tree, higherlearningnetwork.org. And also, remember to go to Richard Boykin for cookcounty.com and know that all the updates will be on my blog as well as onaireverywhere.com. So right about now, I got to show you the HLN Homeless Project. But we got to, do you want me to play the ending again, Naima?
Or the, what is it? The female solution.
Yeah. Okay, so let me find that. So you know that we are on every single day of the week, and now you can see who I shouldn't say your favorite, but who you can see what they look like. How about that? You can see what they look like, and we are signing off, and we will let you enjoy the female solution and probably stay on purpose, stay empowered, stay tuned. We'll see you tomorrow morning. Jody Susan, self-care. Make it a great day. Thanks for watching.
The Female Solution Global Radio TV Show invites you to an invigorating conversation with our team of hosts Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. Central Time. Start your week with Monday Morning Mindfulness with Zelda Speaks. Tuesdays, Self-Care with Jody Susan. Wednesdays, Repairing Broken Families with Naima Latif and co-host Kareem Hamid. Thursdays, Soulful Solutions with Dr. Debbie Green. And Fridays, Health and Wellbeing with Beata. Saturdays, tune in 12 noon to 2 p.m. Central Time. First Saturday, Success Strategies with Jana. Second Saturday, Wendy Williams Esquire on relationships. Third Saturday, Move Around with Deborah. And fourth Saturday, Wisdom with Mama D. Join us Sundays, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Central Time for Soul Purpose Healing with Beata. Call in and comment 515-605-9325. Press 1 to speak to the host and be a part of the solution.
Thanks for watching. Please share.